Word.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another podcast. We're back. Your amazing host, Taco Kid, in the house with none other than Exile and Sir William. Yo, what is happening,
Hi.
everybody?
Hello.
Hi. Hey,
Hi,
guys.
everybody.
Welcome back.
I was about to say, you've been on camera so much lately, and you're going to join like that? Get that ass
Welcome
outta
back.
here.
Welcome back to the PCN Podcast.
Welcome.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
didn't mean to
so
steal your
as y'all
thunder
can
there, Taco, my
see,
bad.
we abused our admin powers like you guys always said that we do, and we got rid of concept. Unlucky, F's in chat for concept, but no, I'm just kidding.
You lose, man.
He'll be back. He'll be back next week. He has some real life work issues going on right now, so he
Yeah.
wasn't able to join us today. He will be back for our not next week, next 2 weeks. But some of the things we're going to be going over today, I posted about it earlier. We're going to be doing our not half season review because y'all didn't get that. Deal with it. We are going to be doing our 2/3 of the season review today, going over top teams, their forms, and how it's looking going into the back end of the season. We have about anywhere from 8 to 10 games left. So the way the standings are now is basically how it's going to lay out throughout the season, I would imagine. But we're going to touch on that. We're going to touch on the cups, how those are kind of going. Ty's got some information on that for us today. And then following that, we're going to look into transfers. I mean, the transfer window just closed. It's been kind of surprising seeing some of these moves. Some kind of, we saw that coming, feeling for sure. But yeah, that's what we're going to be getting into today. We're going to hop over and check out the Super League table. Now, as we get into this, just know this is not the table the way it stands. This is the form of Super League teams over the last 10 games. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, as much as I would love to be at the top here of Super League, no, that's just form. That's not me rigging the system, folks. That's not it. Don't put the chat, freaking out. Also, fencing guy, change my goggles. Just for you, baby.
Kisses.
Great. I mean, and obviously, with this team form here, you can see that the teams that are on top are still in great form. Obviously, you can't be on top without being in great form. These are common facts, easy peasy. But surprisingly, Real Madrid in the best form right now. How does that, coming from you as the manager of that team, make you feel, Ty?
Pretty good. Honestly, I don't know what to say. I think a lot of it is just we have a bunch of good players, but for the most part, it's defensively we're playing as a unit. So it's basically I'm their backpack, and they put me on their shoulders and carry me to victory. I don't know. It's working out for us, so we're gonna keep on doing it. You can call me the backpack if you want. That's cool. I'm cool with it.
Will, looking over these, what input do you have for us?
I mean, well, I played with Real Madrid in the preseason. Obviously, I know how those guys operate over there, and I'm not surprised to see them at the top of this form table. Excellent squad, really good team, really well managed. The top guys are kind of predictable. 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3 in the table, and Real Madrid are 4th right now. So it all kind of makes sense. I am a little bit surprised to see teams like New York City and Juventus still this high up. To be honest, I did not expect them to be up this high in the table this later in the season. But kudos to those guys. They're showing out, playing well. And I'm kind of surprised at more teams that are in the mid table, to be honest.
I mean, we can't say that we're surprised, but we can always mention it because we love to mention it. Man City, you're middle of the table, and all that chatter still goes nowhere. Thank you. Moving on. I mean, we'll just switch over to a common theme of Super League. And to me, it's the top teams are the teams that are best at their off-the-ball positioning and just overall staying structured as a unit. And that's a really big lesson that a lot of lower of the table teams can learn from. If you watch some of these games back, that's a common trend. These top teams are really great at knowing where you need to be at any given point, and they're showing off the ball. They're covering the right zones. And as you kind of go down the league, you can see how other teams lack that. What are some of the common trends that you guys see from top teams?
I think it's organization overall. Just the team aspect, the teamwork aspect that goes into it, the chemistry that you have. It's all about a team's press. Their ability to press is going to be a semblance of how good their defense is, and a team's willingness to show for the ball and still make runs and be active off the ball is going to be more, decisive in how your team scores goals or produces chances for themselves.
Cool. All right. I mean, really, anything else to speak on with Super League here? I don't think so. It lays out exactly how most people would have predicted, in my opinion.
Really?
Go on.
Benfica? You would predict the 13 in the form table?
I
I don't
mean,
think you would have predicted that. I really don't think you predicted that. But
no.
having been in that camp, I could see you having inside knowledge about the demise of the once great Benfica. Shout out to my Benfica friends. I love you.
Yeah, I mean, did I think that we were gonna be mid-table? No. But after being there for a while this season and then leaving for reasons that if you ask other people who also left Benfica, they'd probably just say it just seemed like things weren't going the way that they had planned on going at the beginning of the season. And also a lot of the energy around camp is just not the same as it used to be. So, I mean, it is what it is. Moving on, they obviously still have like great talent on the team. We could see a nice push coming into the back end of the season, but yeah, that was kind of the inside scoop there.
It's funny. All right, moving on. We try to side skirt immediately. Come on.
Hey now.
Come on.
Hey now.
This is an open forum for our people, man. We gotta be dishing. We gotta
All
be
right,
dishing.
look, you're dishing. I'm returning. Okay, we bring
All
the
right,
goods.
all right.
We bring the goods, people. All right, we don't
I
shy
see you
away.
on that high road. I see you on the high road, Taco. It's fine. It's fine.
Look. I'm not gonna sit. Look, you want me to sit here and slander Benfica and say like, oh no, we're trash. We're not.
No.
We're not.
No, you know I got nothing.
It's not a
to
we
offer lot of
anymore,
those guys.
Taco. Not a
Oh,
we.
that's
It's not a
tough.
we
Ooh.
anymore.
Oh, that's tough.
That's tough.
That's truly
Yep.
Tuffington. So anyways, yeah, that's kind of our wrap on Super League. Predictions for the end of the season. It's close right now, but obviously my
Mhm.
money's always going to be on Money himself and Orlando. So that's my 2 cents on that. What are y'all's predictions for winner?
Well, I mean, you did say money in order to start games would just say, "Hey, everybody, your ass," and apparently that's the winning formula. So,
Yeah.
best manager in the league. Yeah, I mean, this is amazing work he's doing with a team of all stars. Amazing to get that team together and make them really put together a team that can dominate the league. I'm sure that's really tough.
It's takeover season, Ty. It's takeover season.
It's
Let you
takeover
know.
season. Yeah, he did.
Oh.
This is a thing. It is takeover season, lads.
No,
All right.
it's fine. Money's a great guy. Love him. I'm
All
sure
right.
I'm sure they have tough times just like everybody else, but you know how it goes.
Moving on to League
Young-
One.
I'm sorry.
All
I'm
right.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Young boys are my pick, by the way.
Oh,
For
Young
what?
boy-
Title?
Title. They're 5 points behind with 4 games in hand.
Yeah, but are they going to ever put those games in? Are they going to play them? I don't know. Like,
They could win it without it.
no, they can't. They're still behind. I mean, you can't make up.
They're gonna
that-
win
those
it without it. Hold on a second. Hold on. You're saying that Young Boys are gonna not even
Yeah.
need those games and still win it?
I saw Pep say something similar to that in response to a question of similar ilk, and it was like, okay, guys, come on, now you're trolling. There's that. No, come on.
Well, I would love to hear more. Like what?
If there was going to be a team that was going to do that, it would be that Young Boys team.
Yeah,
I get
Young
it.
Boys is an incredible team. Incredible
They're-
team.
they're a
and
great
then they
team.
lose to Wolverhampton. Like, no disrespect to Wolverhampton, but
I
that
mean,
is a thing that happened.
Absolute disrespect to Wolverhampton.
I mean,
No.
Wolves play so well to be so far down the table. I just don't understand.
They
I don't
do.
get it. They're hard
I mean,
to play against.
They beat
And-
LAFC.
Yeah, that's not.
I
yeah.
mean, but look where LAFC
you
is.
I'm just fucking with you. With you on it, you know, it's fine. That's fine. They're a good team. They beat us. Hey, they beat us in the World Cup second leg. They
Look,
beat us.
I got nothing against saying that
3-1.
Young Boys will win the league. I think they have an equal chance as Orlando to win the league at this point. But outside of
I
that,
agree.
I wouldn't put money on anybody else.
I would
Same.
I would like to think that Orlando can hold it, to be honest. They're a team of great players, and I get the feeling that Young Boys doesn't seem to care as much, you know, and maybe that's just my inference, but when I watch their games, it's like they're coasting on the fact that they've all played together for years and they don't really give a shit whether or not they win. And so that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine, but Orlando seems to care. I know Wani talks about it. He cares, so I would love to see Orlando pull it out. Not because I don't like Young Boys. I do. I think they're a great team, but just usually in these kinds of situations, teams that get to the end of the season don't fold, right as you're about to end the season with a title and then give it up to Jays for nothing.
For
Yep.
nothing.
For sure.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that happened. I don't know if you guys forgot short-term memory, but
Short-term
that
memory.
happened.
Yeah, that happened. Jay's got
Yeah.
hold of a team. We all
Mhm.
love that guy, am I right? Woo! Okay, maybe a little bit.
No. Anyway,
All right. On to
sorry,
League One.
the shade is over. I apologize. It's just it's hot here. I'm trying to cool off. The
Drop that
usual.
hammer.
Right. I'm kicking X out of the chat. You're getting wyballed.
All right. Well, I mean,
All right, so League One. And we have an absolute fucking runaway title run with Ajax here. They are literally 10-0 in their last games. And I'm looking also a little bit further than that. And they still don't have a loss for like another 14 games, I think. So they're in ridiculous form right now. And currently,
Be saying we now. You
Oh.
shouldn't
Yeah,
say
I
we
mean,
for
that's-
Benfica. You should say we for Ajax now.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, we at Ajax.
Yeah. Color me shocked.
Color me
that a guy, a team that has a striker who has the most goals for like 7 teams, the career leader for 7 teams, is dominating in League One. Oh, Jesus Christ, you got me. I mean, that is a huge shock to everybody.
Overall goal scorer as well for PCN.
Oh yeah, absolutely. See, I'm not shocked that they're doing well.
No
but
shock there.
Kudos to that team for bolstering the defense. Shout out to Luyan. And bolstering the team with adding Taco. That's great stuff. I love to
look,
see it.
I didn't sign to sit. That's all I got to say, bro. It's not personal.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I mean, and then after that, Arsenal's in really great form. Atletico is on a little tear as well. But after that, it kind of fades off, and you see a lot more draws and losses kind of into the mix.
Yeah.
No one else is really going to be catching this. This is a chase for promotion at this point, basically.
Shout out to Roma, by the way. Shout out to Roma. Those are my boys, RG
Yeah,
and
RG,
Preston. Man, they are killing it right now. 5th in form. They were a team that they took that team over when they were 18th or 19th in the league. Now they're all the way up to 12th, and they have a shot for the playoffs. Man, come on, that's really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, having managed both Preston and RG for 2 seasons, it's good to see them doing well. I mean, they did pretty well last season at Racing Club, but they not only did they take over Roma, but then they somehow found a way to get Harry Pickle out. So that's a double win.
Win.
And now look at them. I mean, now it looks like addition by subtraction.
Addition by subtraction. Yeah, very true. Very true. Now, a lot of these teams, people always say, oh, the teams that are on top of League One are just Super League quality players. And, it's fair for the most part. And I would definitely agree. But still, to come out and have performances like these, I mean, these top teams are doing ridiculous amounts of work. And playing more with Ajax lately, I see that one of their main strengths is that those top 3 have played together so often. The chemistry is insane. And all of them love to dribble a lot. So you never know who's going to want to, who's going to start dribbling 1,000 times for no reason. And I think that's where a lot of teams get caught out with Ajax's attack.
Yeah, good team. I mean, no shade, honestly. They're a very good team. I think the fact that Arsenal is keeping up is awesome. I mean, good to see that over the last 10. I mean, that's obviously a tough chase, being so far behind as it is. But no, I mean, Arsenal's also a good team. I mean, we watched 2 hours worth of film the other day with Arsenal involved, and they have a good team. I mean, well coached, good structure, not great shape, but we can get to that later. But otherwise, man, it's a good team. It's a good team full of good players. So
for sure, I'm surprised to see them there. To be honest, I didn't pick them to finish in the top even 3. I think so. It's really nice to see another team challenging Ajax at the top of the table there, even if it's not going to be down to the wire for the title race.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking 7 points. Anything can happen, as some would say, but you would think that this is pretty much done and dusted.
Yeah. 26 in. It's going to be tough.
For sure. I mean, Arsenal's gonna, run the league as much as they can, as long as they can. But if they necessarily catch up, I doubt it. All right.
Not with you in the defense, sir.
I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but
Yes, you do.
I
It's fine.
do. I do, but I'll
It's fine.
refrain. Okay, I do, but I'll refrain.
Yeah, come on, I'll do it for you. It's fine.
All right. So, League 2 table. We know everybody wants to talk about League 2, right, guys? Let's do it. Bam, bam, bam,
Hell
bam.
yeah.
Womp womp.
All right, we love you, League 2. Don't get it twisted.
I
all right?
definitely do, though. I mean, I'm here for this.
League 2 lives matter, bro.
Okay.
All right.
Can I just
And we're back.
Can I just say shout out to Porto? They're 15th place and they're 6th in form. That's great. They were like 19th or 20th a couple of weeks ago. Shout out to you guys.
Yeah, good shit.
Yeah, they recently got a new manager, right? Restructuring.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're fully rebuilding their squad, so it's nice to see teams that are on the bottom actually kind of kicking it up a little bit, kicking some dirt around, causing some ruckus. You love it.
I can't help but notice. Much to Rowdy's chagrin, seeing Liverpool in 20th, I'm sure is only tickling Adam Coop's pink because we've seen this petition circling around with Rowdy out, and that's I don't think that helps the argument for him to stay, but it certainly is interesting to see them with a 1 win in their last 10. That is unfortunate.
I mean, at this point, to say that they have 1 win in the last 10 is good.
Yeah, I mean,
Wait, what?
2 out of 28 on the season. They've
2 out
won
of
2
28.
games out of 28.
Oh, Lord
Yeah.
have mercy.
It's been a tough one for Liverpool. Absolute tear over the last 3 seasons. I mean, you guys have seen the Discord chatter. Y'all know this has been a total landslide of a team that was once really good in this league, and it's tough to see.
Yeah.
But, head going forward, Rowdy's the type of guy that's going to just keep going. He doesn't care what anybody has to say. He's just going to do his own thing, and that's what a veteran manager will always do. Great.
Yeah, I'd love to see him bounce back, honestly.
For sure.
Hate to see a team like that.
But yeah, Celtic in the last 10 games have actually boosted themselves past Racing Club in the points table. They've had a couple additions. One of the main ones that came up to me was Chilly Willy as an attacking mid, and he brings a lot of flair. He brings some kind of abstract style of play sometimes because you never really he doesn't have a certain pattern. He just will switch it up randomly, and I think that unbalance of play in their attack has really opened some gaps for them going forward and really helps their attack out a lot. And Racing Club also, here in the midfield, I don't know, I'm watching both of these teams a lot because that's what we've done is since we've never really played in League 2, I've been taking more time to watch film on these guys, and they're doing things right. They're making the 1-2 passes. They're, finding the space going forward. But where you see the difference in these teams in League 2 versus a top team in Super League is the fact that players can execute. And you'll see a lot of times where there's missed goal opportunities, missed passes, way more often, even though they're doing some things right in this League 2 sides. And, that's really the thing that sets them apart. So people want to say that, oh, well, some lower league teams are just as good. But then you go back and watch the film and you can definitely see the differences in the execution of play versus the style of play. You can play the same style, but if you can't execute, that's what sets you apart.
Yeah. I think the biggest difference between the leagues are defensive organization and the defensive press. I think that's what I've noticed the most anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
I guess that means that the attackers have less spaces to work in further up the leagues as well. So, I mean, there's a huge balance, gap in between the talent levels in all leagues, I guess, or an adjustment level to be made. So,
yeah, I mean the shapes, offensive and defensive shapes, are an issue both at the League 2 and League 1 level. I think you start to see as you watch film the progression of quality from League 2 to League 1. Just having watched, the Racing Club versus Toronto, or then you watch Dortmund versus Arsenal, and you can see there's a slight contrast there. it's not stark. It's not a stark contrast, but it's a slight to see the difference between the two. And to me, that's, I think, the biggest difference is not only the structure, but how they transition in between those two shapes and balance themselves out.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and that's one of the main things of being able to transition well. You see some teams that are struggling in these leagues that can't counterattack, or like that's the only thing they try to do, but nobody's pushing up. It's let's get the ball forward out of our half, because if not, we'll concede. But then when they get the ball forward, they don't all push up. It's like one or two guys going after it, and instead of having one or two passes build up out of the back from these top teams and then play a through ball where you already have numbers going forward. And those are some of the like minor differences that you can see in the way that these teams will play. So take some time. If you feel like your team is struggling, hit the film room, watch the games. Don't be like so far-fetched that you think, looking back at your own film after losing 5 of the last 5 games, that you're playing well. Okay, critique the shit out of yourself. Nobody's amazing besides Wani. Wait, what? Anyways.
Oh,
Didn't expect that bromance, but
Oh.
right.
Everybody loves Wani. We can't lie about it.
To me, obviously, film is a big deal. I don't know why anybody wouldn't want to watch the film, especially win or lose. I mean, unless you're honestly like an incredibly dynamic team that just pins other teams in, which there are 2 of those in Super League right now, and that's it. I mean, outside of that, like if you're not watching film, you are behind the cosh. Like you should be watching your own film. See what you're doing, both intrinsically and extrinsically, so you can see what you're doing incorrectly, what each individual is doing incorrectly or correctly, and keep building off of that. And then make it a systemic approach of, okay, if we are all doing these different things well, then let's keep exemplifying those things. Because ultimately, a system is only as good as its parts. And if the parts are not very good individually or doing things that are erratic or not correct, then obviously the system will fail. So watch your film.
yeah. I mean, you got to be able to adjust. You got to take a look at yourselves in the mirror and be able to look at things that aren't working out and figure out why they're not working out. Because you can't always just go out and buy the brand new part that's all shiny and will perform better than any other part that you have. Sometimes you have to make do with what you've got. And going back to look at that film is a good way to just restructure things and reorganize things on your end and make sure that your guys are prepared enough to be able to go out in the field and do the things they need to do. But it's really hard to take that long, honest look in the mirror and be, honest with yourself about what's really going on. So
For sure.
You could also sign up for our masterclass.
Yeah, sign up for our masterclass coming soon. Masterclass with Taco Kid. I'll get in there and tell you your ass. No, I'm kidding. That's
Apparently
my advice.
that money back motivation.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
money
that's-
bags
that's
motivation. Your ass. Your entire team is ass. Play better. Great.
It's wonderful.
Looking at transfers.
Ooh.
So these are notable transfers that we decided were either veteran players that were making moves to, certain teams, or certain teams making moves that you're just like, what the hell is going on? Also, as you can tell, some of the bigger number transfers here. So we have eKsiSLe, myself. Crazy. I'm ass. I don't know how I'm worth 25 million. I got carried my whole career. The one and only Coops. PUBG with the boys Coops. Then we got old Mr. Peanut. And, some of these other players here, including PDP Town. I mean, these are top Super League players making moves to, some League One sides. Tai, I know that you have some feedback on that.
Well, not specifically going to League One, but I think one thing I would like to mention is the Mentia, if that's how you pronounce that. I'm sorry if I butchered that. I think that this one's kind of flying under the radar because he changed his name. You might know him better as QF Coutinho, who in the offseason was sold for, I don't know, some figure like $88 million or some crap. And then halfway through the season, he's going for 18. Not a great transfer. But PDP Town, honestly, good right back, solid. Played with me at Regions. He team of the season last season, right? And then obviously strikers. That one was a bit surprising to me because obviously it's not a surprise as I'm the one who made the deal happen. That would be idiotic of me. But the reason it's a surprise is that he was willing to go to Inter. Now, shout out to Strikers for his maturity, because that is an improvement. I know that some of you guys will laugh or scoff
Strikers
at the fact.
mature, tie.
Right. I know.
You're
I know.
accusing me of high roading.
I know. I know. Look. He honestly, because Jack came into my side and was actually extremely dominant, and I wanted to give him an opportunity to show what he had. And Strikers was not excited about being a backup. Obviously, it's team of the year caliber player. So having made the decision that he wanted to be sold, obviously it's difficult to move a guy of his caliber, because most teams that want a starting goalkeeper or have a need for a starting goalkeeper of his quality, are not top teams. And typically, when you have a top player, he doesn't want to go to a lower end team. That's no disrespect to the lower end teams. It's just that's how it is. So for him to not only sign a deal with Inter, but to make it a 2-season with the no buyout, to me that's a big deal. So kudos to him for the maturity.
Said with restraint, total restraint.
Yeah, I don't get it either, but I'm proud of him. Mo is on there for the Bants, I think. I like Mo.
He's a community guy. Look, Mo is a person of the people. Okay.
I love Mo.
Our
I love
stadium
Mo.
fanatic, the one and only
PCN's golden boy.
PCN's golden boy.
I dig it. And then CF Vipera, I'm honestly not sure why he's even on there. I to be fair,
Swifty was a team of the year player.
Swifty's team of the year, but like, if I'm worth more than you in the game, I feel like you should probably just.
But I feel like there's also been stretches in this last season or so where he hasn't played as much, right?
Okay, maybe that's true. I don't know. He had to change his name for some reason. I don't know what happened. He went incognito, so that's a thing. And then Koof came back. I mean, that's a big deal if he can get that figured out. I mean, he hasn't played in PCN for a season and a half, almost 2 seasons, I think, prior to this, prior to the Atlanta signing. But what's interesting to me there is the Schmerda Koof reuniting.
This is an interesting talking point.
I didn't realize that would be a thing because, to my knowledge, they were not. Well, let's just say they didn't have the best of endings of the relationship. But maybe it wasn't Koof's fault. I don't want to start, banking about their stuff, but.
That was a good year ago. I mean,
yeah.
Cooper Belli was the manager of that team that won. What was it? Got the treble in one season.
Yeah.
They didn't win the title that season, but they won all 3 cups they were in.
Yeah. Any team with Schmerda, Jammy, Lil Perp, talentless, they should win the title. Looking at you, Atlanta season 12.
Yeah, Atlanta season 12. Disappointing.
Fucking troll job, man. I don't know. And then Vape, for whatever reason, he's on here. Oh, because he swapped with somebody important.
Yeah. Some guy named Sir William. Player swapped with him.
Well, and
sweet for some reason.
Yeah,
I actually like that one. That's a good one. A player swap is interesting because you don't see that all the time. So it's good to have that.
Yeah, our values were only 1 million apart anyway.
Yeah.
Both of the opposing teams wanted us when they wanted to get a deal done, so that was the easiest way to go about it, I suppose.
Looking at this, notable transfers chart, one of the things that I wanted to stick out to some people, if you didn't catch, was the amount of players on this leaving Chelsea. Now, obviously, they brought in some extra players as well, or had some players on the bench that are probably now available. But what does that tell you guys about the management situation? Like, is it a management? And none of these players are going to the same team, so it's not like a bunch of guys dipped to go somewhere else together. I mean, that's a red flag, I would think, but knowing like Lobo and some of the guys over there, I know that they have a solid head on their shoulders. So maybe it's just players not wanting what manager wants and not really like disagreeing or like hating each other kind of thing. So that was kind of a red flag for me, seeing that many players leaving that team.
Well, if it's not management, what would it be? I'll let you posit that for a minute because honestly, you lost Cow, who was your starting left back. You lost Coops, starting LCB. You lost PDP Town, you're starting right back. So that leaves you with Slip Kid. Okay. But he's new from this season. So all of the old Garth from last season in defense. And then on top of that, you lose Fuji at the window. I mean, that's a co-manager. To me, there is something very wrong with that situation. I don't know. I haven't talked to any of the guys over at Chelsea, but to me, if that's not a management issue, then what? They all tried to stage a coup and it didn't work. Like I don't know like what else could that be other than they don't believe in the manager. You know, to my knowledge, Luca Brasi also left. He didn't leave, but he stopped playing. Lobo was not playing anymore mysteriously. Maybe he was benched unceremoniously. I don't know. You know, I'm not a fortune teller, but I mean, to me, that how many people did I just rattle off? I'm not very good at math, but I feel like that's 8 or
7.
9 players out of your starting 11 who have either left, been sat, or just stopped showing up. Like, if that's not a management issue, then fuck, man, I don't know what is.
All right, that's fair.
I don't know what it is.
That's fair.
Yeah, you don't have half of your roster just disappear and want to go to other teams that are still playing the game, but they're still playing every single game night. That just doesn't happen out of nowhere. It's just not
Starters, I think that's the key.
Right,
Starters.
starters. Yeah.
It's not like your backup left mid decided to fuck off. That's not going to make, headlines. That's not doing anything.
And you're not even making like crazy money. Like PDP Town was a team of the season right back, and he went for what, 15 million?
14? Yeah,
14 million?
Mhm.
I
No,
mean,
16. I'm sorry, 16. My bad.
you're not even making crazy money off of it. Like Fuji, I get, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, damn near 30 mil.
Yeah.
Damn
Shout out
near
to
30
Fuji on
mil.
that one.
Shout out to Fuji Cells being the highest paid transfer this window.
Show.
Good lad.
Yeah,
All right.
player. Good player.
For sure. Definitely. And talking of good players, let's slide into some PER. I know in the past, a lot of people are like, oh, PER this, PER that. Get over it. We're looking into some numbers. Okay? You guys want to start some beef. Y'all want to talk trash? Here's some rankings for you. Super League
Hit me with the
attackers.
Jackie Chan.
And starting off, no surprise from these top two, both Orlando players, Evo and Kessie. It's pretty simple, right? You look down this list.
91 key passes, bro. 91 between them.
91 key passes.
That is dummy. Yeah,
Can we
that's
get some
impressive.
checks on that?
Whoa.
God,
Oh,
it's
man.
insane.
Crazy. Nah, but when you watch these guys play, Orlando's dominant, especially against these lower level teams, and I'm not surprised. Having that many key passes in the game, dude, those are two of the best guys, honestly, in the pro club scene as far as strikers go. I mean, I would put them top 10 off the top of my head, but these guys are elite. Aztecas, young boys, you got Frio and Winnie there from Real Madrid sitting in 4th right now. Stride, Magic Man. Like, towards the bottom of that list, you can kind of see it fall off, but the top of this list is easy,
Season.
very
Secchi's
easy.
been good. Yeah, man.
Who's been good? What did you say?
Secchi, I think Secchi's had a good season.
Oh, Secchi. Yeah. No, for sure.
I mean, he transferred over to Monaco, I believe. I can't remember where he came from. New York City, I believe.
Yeah. That's correct.
But it's a guy I haven't seen around the scene very often or at all, to be honest. But to see him come over and do well, especially for a team like Monaco who really struggled for the first half of the season, kudos to him, man. I mean, to be on the same list as guys of, like Evo and Kessie and Tekas and Frio and all those guys,
Yeah.
sure.
It's no surprise to me, though, to see that many key passes, and I'll tell you why. If you look at the team stats for Orlando, they are first in, like, literally every category. And the answer is fairly simple as to why. It's that they pack in against the team so hard that as soon as they lose the ball, they get it back in the third. And as soon as they make virtually any pass, which is usually an incisive pass internally, or to the end line and then it's internal, it's a key pass. So it's like almost every pass of theirs is key. It's insane.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
But if you look at them, I mean, they're literally first in almost every team stat there is, except for goals against, which is Real Madrid.
Duly noted. Thank you for
Cheeky.
sharing. Cheeky. That's a
Yeah,
little cheeky input.
Hey,
I like it.
I mean, what am I if I don't put forth my own team as the best defense in the league? Come on, man.
Right.
Hey.
The numbers speak for themselves, right?
The numbers speak for themselves.
I mean, they bolstered it with Coops. I'm not gonna lie, that is a much better team. Not to say, you know,
You can say it. It's fine.
Peanut
Everyone
is
knows.
not to say Peanut is not on Coop's level, but you know,
Oh.
to me they can do
As a
more. I think
fellow,
now.
as our local leader of CB Nation, I have the inside scoop on most CBs in the league.
Ooh.
I would say that, Peanut, he said he wasn't playing as often, so it led to, them bringing in Coops, and then by the time he was ready to start playing again fully, it was just a matter of, well, we already brought in somebody to play full time, so
Right.
either we can start rotating now, or you can transfer, which he did to Benfica.
Mhm.
Solid landing spot, obviously, with me leaving
Yeah.
and several other players leaving. They needed a, extra guy in the back. Will also
Mhm.
joining, so
Yep.
noted.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, that's a good signing. That seriously, Peanut is a very good center back. So
I would
hyper aggressive.
put Adam Coops
So
definitely above Peanut if I were to rank the two of them,
I would as well.
solidly. But Peanut's still they're both better than me. That's for sure. But
Peanut's played on a lot of good teams. I mean, he's got a lot of trophies to his name. Whether he
absolutely,
was the key player on those teams,
to
who knows?
me,
But
it's I would
we can talk center backs later.
I would also say Coops over Peanut, but for I think a different reason. I think Coops could slide into virtually any team and adapt into the side and be the player that's more like a glue player. He's not going to do too much. He's not going to be overzealous. Shout out to John. He's not going to be that person that tries to do too much at center back. He'll fit into the system that's there. He's a very, very good, sound, technically good center back. Whereas Peanut is hyper aggressive, will get in your face, makes you uncomfortable, tackles with reckless abandon, not quite on Wani's level. And so there is something there to whether or not you like that, but I think that's personal preference. For me, I would say Coops just because he would slot into my team and fill that need rather than say a Peanut would.
Oh, my bad. A little misclick there on the stream. Oopsie. Pro streamer, by the way.
What'd you
Definitely.
do?
Oh, I clicked away. I did some magic clicking on the side, and anyways, we're good now. So back to the PER. We're moving on to attacking mids here of Super League.
Okay.
Little segue there. Little segue into further back into transfers, but tis okay. Back on track, and it's more the same, right? We're not expecting to see anybody that's not at the top on these lists, right? And besides some of the people closer to the bottom, those just people at the bottom of these PER charts are just more players that are independently good or independently bring in more stats. Obviously, with PER, it's all numbers. It's not really eye test or how much impact these players have on games.
Right.
While also having good numbers shows that you have big impact on games. So they're both factors. But
bag, yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
we can just start kind of quickly going through these PERs because we have a lot to go through. We're going to be able to show you guys them for each league, for each category of players going forward. But yeah, you'll notice these guys are elite. The people that you see on these lists are there for a reason.
Shout out to William J, by the way. William's
For
playing
real.
CM, and he's got the fourth highest PER for attacking mids. I mean, that's really awesome, man. He the first half of his season was like on an extremely high level, like super high level. I think he's come back down to earth and come back to the mean a little bit, but I mean, still those numbers from a CM is impressive for FIFA.
Yeah. I mean, he's an extremely composed midfielder. Doesn't get rattled. Makes an easy, simple internal pass usually. More often than not, he's a prober. So as soon as he gets the ball, he'll look to go first. He'll read the check. Then he'll check down to the backside or to the outside, depending on where he is on the field. And typically what he'll do is find it so you can rotate the ball around. Because he's a guy that if he gets the ball to the outside, he'll see the probe. If it's not there, he'll drop it back and work it back around. He's a real professional outside mid RCM. Just your simple, basic, not too flashy, but extremely talented player. I think he should get a lot more run in the league. I managed him for about a half a season, and he did great for us. But had him at Seychelles as well. So shout out to William J. Obviously, Goatless, I'm happy about. Vols, fantastic. And Dressy is weird that he has only played 14, but I guess if they only have like 7 games put in, it's
Yeah.
tough to get stats. So
They haven't put in. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Listen, put in stats. All right, don't make us go chase your ass around the league to put stats in. Okay, come on now,
I'm,
guys.
I wasn't saying. I mean, because they have like 42 makeup games out of 38. It's super weird. I don't do the math. Not my thing.
Yeah,
But
42
yeah.
out of 38 checks out. Checks
Mhm.
out to me.
Yep.
Defensive mids.
All right then.
That
Guess who's number 1? I bet you can't.
bet you can't.
CM9. Yep.
Of course. Look at this dude's
CM9.
possessions one, yo.
My man.
How many records is he gonna break before he retires?
All. Probably all. I mean, I really thought Jammy was going to hold for a long ass time because Jammy is on 19. Jammy was the shit.
Yeah, Jamie
but
was goated
seeing
on
this guy-
19.
Seeing this guy, man, it's amazing. It's amazing to see him play. I mean, a true dominant force. Honestly, him and Lake feed off each other, and it's tough to mention one without the other. And obviously, Jammy is right there with them. So no disrespect to my boy Jams. I love you, but to see those two, I mean, they are an incredible tandem in a double pivot. Like, I don't know that we will see another double pivot like that in a while. I mean, you had Realms and Twinkie. Now you have CM9 and Lake, and who's
Jamie and
who's
5'6".
the next pair? Jamie and 5'6", yeah, for sure. Short time, but
Oh yeah, Jamie 5'6" Inter. Yeah, that's
Yep.
pretty nice.
and at Atlanta. But
Yeah,
in
but I mean,
fairness to them, I don't know that they were on that level. I don't know
Right.
that they're on that level. They're close, but
I think playmaking ability was where they had them beat.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys
But-
were just elite with the ball at their feet.
what you're not seeing though is CM9's key passes. I think he
Right.
has over 20, if I'm not mistaken. Perhaps I am mistaken and I'm drunk. I don't know.
I'm checking that right now.
I haven't had any liquor.
Could
but
be
you know what
both.
I'm saying.
I mean,
It's
8 key
eight.
passes.
Oh, 8. Then I'm drunk. Never mind. Forget it. He's garbage. Never mind. No.
wow, just
Well,
like
I mean,
that, flips on him.
I mean,
No,
look at
that's not true.
the differences here between the possessions won for all these guys. Like you have CM9 and Lake, like 177, 140, and then like everyone else is like hovering around 100, man.
Well,
I mean,
121 for Lazo Ekis.
Yeah, but that's the
Yeah.
only. Fayette's up there with 117, but still, that's
Yeah.
a huge gap.
Well, like I was saying earlier, though, you have when you pin a defense in, and you are literally at the top of the box, winning the ball back as a DM, and they can't escape, and you win the ball back, possession 1, and you do that 15 times a goddamn game, you're probably going to rack up those stats. I mean, they are so good at reading that space. It is uncanny. Like honestly, I can't say enough about how good those two guys are together.
Yeah, it's definitely arguably one of the best combos we've ever seen.
Yeah, for real. See, I went from shade to positivity. Look at this. I'm a multifaceted personality.
Oh,
And my dog is driving me crazy, but that's the thing.
yes, we are live, so things like dogs barking and random stuff happens. It's just part of it. Moving on
Yeah,
to center
sorry.
backs.
All right, then.
Let's go.
Okay. Coops. That is not surprising.
Negative. Always a top
Austin.
center back.
He has a
Austin's
high
really
possessions one as well. Big shocker again. Then you have the backpack himself, which is kind of surprising, if I'm honest. Because typically I look like a baby deer learning to run out there, which is great. So thank you for Fuddy for having my back all of these seasons. I couldn't say enough about how great you are. But yeah, and then Teo. Teo is a guy that a lot of the people at LA Galaxy are very happy about. He's probably their best defender, obviously based on stats. But he's doing a great job for them. So good for them.
I mean, I'm up there.
I'm
Surprisingly.
not adding you in there. No, you left. Sorry.
Yeah,
you jumped ship, homie.
Hey, look,
You get nothing.
I almost took you out, to be honest.
I'm not even in Super League anymore. And look at that. I'm
took
games
you out.
behind. Tough.
Yeah, you're not making team of the season.
I'm not.
That is tough.
Yay. No accolades for me. Hashtag no silverware. Wait, what?
Nope. You might. Oh, League One. Get that League One title.
I
You've
mean,
always
League One.
dreamed of.
We got it. But anyways, I honestly
Yeah.
didn't even realize that Teo 4 was a person up until I started looking into this. what a under the radar addition to Galaxy. As a CB, I like to think that I'm very intertwined in our CB community, our CB underground that we have going on in CB Nation, and this
One
guy
may call
just
it a CB Nation, even.
a CB
Yep.
Nation, right? Yeah, exactly.
One might say.
One
Yeah.
one would say that is a thing that can confirm exist.
What are you purred? Purred
Yeah.
happily? Like, I will say that CB Nation does exist. That's all right.
Yes. But anyways, no, yeah, this guy, and I actually watched some game on him, is freaking good, dude. This guy just, I don't know. I
Yeah.
need to talk to him. I need to reach out. I need to figure out where this dude showed up from. Is he an alt? Is he an actual person? Who knows? That's the story I want to know. But
Hmm.
no surprises here, really. And again, you have people. Unlucky Owen being up there is, in my eyes, interesting. I think that there's been some other good. Obviously, the numbers show different, but personally, I think there's a couple other center backs that would be up there, if not for the roles that they play for their teams. But he said it himself earlier in Discord that if you're playing anchor correctly, you're not going to be up there. And I could honestly say that is very true. If you're an anchor center back, you're not pulling stats. You're not trying to go for these big numbers. You're just sitting back, being the cushion that your team needs, supporting everything, making sure you keep it in front, and you're not going to always pull the numbers. So, in my opinion, PER for defensive positions is a little bit different, just because there are more things defensively that don't factor in than offensively. I think.
Right. If you're positioned well, often you won't get the stat because they don't pass it there, or they don't attempt to attack there. So there is no stat for appropriate positioning, and the heat map is junk, so that's not a thing. But yeah, the one thing I will say though about Man City, after watching film with you guys and watching Real Madrid live, was their center backing core is clearly very good as far as individuals. However, it is like they are playing on different teams. I don't think I've ever seen a defense so porous right up the gut. I mean, that inside channel was our playground. We hit the post, 3 times, I think. We should have scored 4, and we only got 1. But in reality, if you watch back that game, it was an utterly dominating performance that they almost actually got a draw out of, because they hit the crossbar as well. So kudos to them for fighting through it. But really, it was either a bad connection or really bad reads by the center backs, because I know that they're much more talented than that. But after watching the film, it's the way that you will beat them is honestly drive through the middle and just find that incisive seam right to the left or right of the center back as he's running through, break through the DMs, find that Y ball, and you'll carve them in too. Just pro tip.
Getting exposed out here live. You love to see it.
Well, they have good players, and I know that Belcatraz and Golden Panda can fix it. They know better. Bell's actually a very good center back, but he plays outside mid right now. So to me, that would be something they should watch the film on. Golden Panda's a smart kid. He can look at the film. It's not like I'm making shit up. We had it 7 times. Watch back my film. I even mention it during the game. It's obvious. So please watch the film, fix your shit. That's it.
Easy coaching. Be coachable. Yep. Number one rule, I would like to think.
Put in the work, man.
But Owen's a good player. Owen is a good player. So it is surprising to me that it was that porous.
All right. On to goalkeepers for Super League. And sorry, Jack, but you just don't have enough games played to make the cut. We know you're a great player, but you're not here until you get some more games in. So we'll see you at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I would just shout out to Jack. I mean, he's been a game changer for us. So one-on-one saves. I mean, at the end of the Atlanta United game, he made a 1v1 that should not have happened. I mean, honestly, the guy had a sweat. He took the shot still, and Jack saved it for a 1-0 win for us. So he's been immense. Couldn't be happier with the signing, but he's not on the list. So
something I did notice whenever I was making these graphics was realizing the PERs, how low they are for goalkeepers in Super League and League 2. League 1 has a few standouts, but like these PERs are really low. I'm not sure if that is a bad game or if it's more about the GK pool being, I don't know, not as strong as it was.
So
in
you're
years
saying
past.
is this just a bad FIFA for keepers? I would agree, yes, right off the bat. We've already discussed this,
and is it
but
also just a smaller pool of better players?
I would I don't know, because there's still a lot of good keepers that were great last FIFA, but this FIFA is just completely different.
Well, I mean, but it's completely. It works the same way, other way around as well. Like Eddie Des, I mean, no disrespect to him, but like in FIFA's past, he wasn't a great keeper, and like he's come on and he's doing really, really well. And obviously, he's having a really good season. He's got 99 saves in 21 games. That's awesome. But I don't know, man. It's just a different player pool here. You've got APOC and Envy, who are both team of the season players from last season. Strikers isn't even on the list. We've got some.
He doesn't have the games played, though. In fairness, I mean, he wouldn't have games played.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have a different goalkeeper pool, and obviously the pool of goalkeepers is going to be way smaller than any other position every FIFA. That's just kind of what it boils down to. Not that many people want to play goalie. Some players that are good at goalie would rather still play in the field. So you could say that. I mean, and I maybe would agree, but I kind of disagree on the fact that the talent level isn't there. I think it's more so just on the game this year. And again, we touched on it last podcast. There's so many animations and things that we can't control that we feel like we should be able to control as the person controlling your player, but we don't get that. So I think that factors in a lot this year's FIFA, seeing a lot of really good keepers playing like ass and a lot of really, okay or good keepers that are playing better, and it might just be the inconsistency of the game. Like you see, so like I don't think I really see too many keepers that I can think of off the top of my head that play very well consistently this year. Like you could argue, yeah, there's like 2 or 3, but after that, honestly, that's been the conversation every year. There's always like 2 or 3 keepers that are just amazing, and then everybody else after that is there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's animations for sure. That is the top issue, especially aerial balls. You go out to catch it, and your guy does a dive instead of catching it, which is annoying. But on top of that, I think what you're also seeing is a calibration of the attack. So teams have figured out how to attack the defense within FIFA 20. I mean, now the meta is you dribble down to the end line and cross it top box or to the penalty spot, or you do a dribble and find your way and then you near post a guy on the roof. I mean, there are ways around it, and the goalkeepers are left kind of as collateral damage now, because you're seeing score lines where I mean, Orlando beat AC Milan 7-0. 7-0.
a total annihilation of a match.
Like, I know it's a cup game. I know that AC Milan did not have their starting defense. I get that. But 7-0. Chew on that for a minute. They scored a fucking touchdown against this team. And so obviously there are ways to score now in this FIFA, and breaking down the low block, if you've figured it out, it is easy to manipulate a goalkeeper out of the way and score because of animations. I think it still goes back to animations, but anyway,
right.
I digress.
I mean, dude, I could literally sit here and talk about how this game is all day, but we won't. I'll refrain.
Right.
You're welcome.
Right.
Moving on down to our exciting League One attackers. You love it.
I do.
Because none other than the man himself, previous Super League Golden Boot winner Eriksson, the legend, killing it, of course. I mean, you have some sprinkles of some other really great players in there. But the way it lines up, it's Shamrock Slacks. You have Eric's, striking partner Bimps from Ajax. They're obviously running the shit. Nobody else really stands out to me as like,
I mean, Godriguez has 17 goals and 15 assists. That's pretty awesome. That's 32 goal contributions for a team in Atletico Madrid who have a total of 38 goals.
Wow.
32 of 38.
All right. Fair enough.
And he's carrying Boss. So that's how you know. I'm just kidding, Boss. I'm just kidding.
I'm
just kidding. You know I love you. Chill.
Oh, baby.
Chill. But seriously, though, I think maybe that speaks to Boss coming in there is now he's able to find people who can actually score and also can find goals. So it's good.
Yeah.
Sure.
Boston,
Also,
you know
Makino
you
back
love
to
him.
Barcelona. Makino and B
Oh
Dog
yeah, that's
together
right.
now.
That's right.
Really? Through the transfer
Yep.
window?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. I mean, for Hearts to get rid of Makino is a weird play, but Booch, I'm sure, knows what he's doing.
Oh, Enforcer Boochington. He's got a plan. I have no doubt that man has a
Forster
plan.
Boochington.
Enforcer Boochington. Attacking mids. Yo, I mean, look, Vicious in that Ajax attack there. We have Teddy Swims over from Arsenal. These guys are good. I mean, Teddy Swims, he talked a lot of trash in seasons past. I haven't really seen him in Discord much this season. It seems like he just kind of put his head down because I'm noticing his play more than his name in Discord this season. But I mean,
Mhm.
he's showing out. He's showing that he's got a little something in the tank to back up all that from the past.
Back up all that? To back up all that?
He had that awful forum post, and that's why he can't.
Yeah, did you see that? Did you see that forum post?
Wait, what forum post?
Come on.
Am I out of the
Okay.
loop?
Am I gonna have to link you within our podcast chat? I mean, somebody
it.
link this man.
Send-
Somebody link this man to that forum post. Please, I don't want to have
really
to.
bad. It's really bad. Also, shout out to Spank Me here. Like, he's got 10 goals, 14 assists from left mid in a 3-5-2.
Yeah. Damn, that's awesome.
From left
Seriously.
mid in a
I think
3-5-2.
Yeah, I think they're still like flip flopping between 3-5-2 and 4-2-3-1 when we're playing as a lamb. But, I mean, still 24 goal contributions as an outside mid, not a cam or a striker is pretty incredible.
Yeah. I mean, I think we need to look at the fact that L1, League 1, and League 2 are not what they were when League 2 started, and certainly not Season 10 of League 1. I mean, this is a whole new ball game. We are entering into a new echelon of PCN. You have PCN 2.0 is coming, and this is a part of it. Is that League 1 is now actually a very, very good league with a lot of talented players. And you can't go down there and just pretend like it's going to be a pushover. I mean, I know Ajax is running the show, but those are some very seasoned Super League players for the most part that are down there, and they're doing bits obviously, but like it's not a situation where they're running every game. So, I mean, shout out to the League 1, League 2 players because your work is not going unnoticed. I mean, we're watching film and it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fair. I mean, you're right. They're not completely walking over teams, but the fact that their form is still so great, it makes a lot of difference. And you guys, we're just kind of shuffling through the rest of these League 1 PERs, these League 2 PERs as well. We're starting to run out of time here. We're still getting the hang of this as far as timing wise and organizing the way that we do these podcasts. So just bear with us going forward. It's a work in progress. Right.
I have a tendency to ramble. I'm sorry. I am tangential as hell. I apologize, but it's what you get. Sorry. I guess I always say words where I'm assuming people know what I'm saying, but I forget that our clientele are a little younger, so they may not understand half the things I'm saying. So I apologize. I will try to not use some $5 words.
Some $5 words. Yes, Tai. Please have a vocab section in the next podcast.
Not bad.
That way we can get you some dictionary definitions going. But yeah, here we are finishing with these last PERs for League 2 with the goalies. And back to our beautiful freaking faceholes as we close out today's episode. Guys, takeaways from today. What do we think going forward about these leagues?
Wow.
Any final words or changes of thought after kind of going through some of these? For me, no.
I think the favorites from each league are going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Well, it depends on who your favorite is though from Super League. Because to me, you said Young Boys are the favorite, and to me, I just feel like Orlando wants it more. They actually care about the league. They're pushing forward, and that's not meant as a disrespect to Young Boys. They're a very good team. I just feel like they don't care as much as Orlando does. They want
fair.
that title. They
Absolutely.
got it last season. Want to repeat? I get it. I mean, I don't get it because I haven't done it, but
yeah,
kudos to you guys for being able to, man. That's awesome.
Absolutely. So, guys, that'll wrap up our scheduled part of this podcast. But I always like giving you guys a little bit of love. So if y'all have any questions for us, drop some in the chat. We'll react. We'll answer some of the things that you guys want to know, or any information that you guys don't know and obtain. Put it in chat. Let's see what you guys got for us.
What questions have come about while we were talking? That's what I want to know, because I haven't been watching the chat this time. Because last time you guys had me in stitches talking about Taco's mustache.
I forgot to bring a Sharpie this time, guys. I told you guys I
barely
would.
keeping it
Let me see.
composed. So yeah, I mean that's great.
I don't have a Sharpie, but I have a pen. But the pen won't
Yeah,
work.
see, more focused on their money league. There you go. All right.
More focus. I mean, that's
I
fair.
guess I gotta start pumping money into this bitch. All right, fair enough. I hear you, community. I got you.
Which arena is my favorite? Old Trafford, obviously. Come on now.
Oh, please.
Glory, Man United. Of
Yes, sir.
course. And
It
I've
would
been
have to
there.
be.
The stadium itself, I've been there. The stadium itself is freaking gorgeous.
The
I loved
theater
it.
of dreams,
The
for
theater,
sure.
theater of dreams. What's your
Atletico
prediction for
Madrid.
Atletico Madrid?
Atletico Madrid.
I mean, they're right there behind Arsenal. They're only 4 points or so back.
Playoff finals. I don't know if they'll win it. Depends on who they play.
7 points back currently with the game in hand. If you guys ever get that game in, then maybe you guys, I mean, I don't know. Playoffs for sure. Might be able to break through the promotion from that, but I don't know if that second place spot, it's so spread out at the top. I don't know if that second place spot is obtainable, honestly.
And there's gonna be 4 really good teams in playoff finals.
Top 6 teams in Super League. Oh bacon. Oh bacon. I don't know if we're ready for that. Are we
Top
ready
10
for
leagues
top
for
6?
Super. Do we want to have that conversation right
I mean,
now?
we have a gap right now. If we think
Yeah.
that Chelsea's not going to fall off, if we think that
Mm-mm.
Benfica are going to stay put, and NYC,
I don't know. I mean, NYC is climbing. NYC's climbing. Juve has climbed, although they've been at a bit of the soft belly of their schedule, but they are climbing. Atlanta, who knows? They're about to hit the tough part of their schedule, so we'll see.
Okay, my predictions for Final 6. I would say that Orlando Young Boys, in this order, Orlando Young Boys, Atlanta United, Real Madrid stay the same.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I say that Galaxy falls to 6th, and then either Juve or Benfica jump up to the 5th and have a really great end of their season. That's my prediction for top 6 in Super League.
So you don't think we're gonna overtake Atlanta?
I don't.
Ooh,
I don't.
Okay. Challenge accepted.
I just think that they're I don't know, man. Unless they start dropping points against either you guys, Young Boys, or Pirates. I mean, how many other teams are gonna take them down? Like, what other teams have they lost to this season that are in that top 6 conversation? Okay, you guys, and y'all play them probably one more time?
No, we already played them twice, I think. No, actually, hold on, let me look.
Their next game days are Galaxy and Juve, so those are 2 teams right there, nipping them in the bud. New York City, and then Young Boys. Then they have a simple stretch: Lyon, Monaco, LAFC, and then back to Chelsea. I mean, they have Orlando on the back end as well as Benfica, so they probably will drop a couple points. And you're probably right. It may shuffle around a little bit, but for the most part, I think your top 4 stay the same. And then after that, it's kind of on the brink of several other teams. Let's see, what other question we got? Get my question. Damn. All right, Foster, where you at? What are the League One?
I think we skipped the League One defenders on PER.
Oh, that is not right. Let's skip that.
Not cool, Taco. The hell. All right, here
Defenders,
we go.
League One.
League One defenders. Here you go. Just for you, Foster.
I mean, look at Sleepy Boy though, killing it at that right back spot. Yeah, or is he a left back now? I can't remember.
Back,
right back. Yeah, okay.
Ferda Perky's also a fullback. So is Ruben.
That's awesome. Shout out to the 4-backs out there, man. Kudos to you guys for being able to pull that shit out. That is tough.
Yeah, I had to include them here because I mean, sorting out who's fullbacks and who's center backs is just way too much work, to be honest. So I just put them all together.
Yeah, I would like Oswald. I almost said Jesus Christ. I would love Concept to do some kind of statistical analysis on 4-backs and the goals scored when in a 4-back versus a 3-back and goals scored, because I'm sure there is some kind of an analysis to be had there.
Like some sort of
Okay.
correlation between the two.
Right.
Yeah, I mean the whole point, right, is
Right.
winning the midfield. You have the extra attacker, push forward at striker. So obviously the conventional wisdom would be that you have more in the attack, you have more options. But
Right.
is that true? I mean, I've heard some people say the 4-2-3-1 is the most defensive formation in FIFA. Okay, maybe. But at the same time, it could also be the most dynamic if run correctly. So I'm wondering if there is a correlation between 4 backs and goals scored versus 3 backs and goals scored. Non-top echelon. You got to take out the outliers, obviously. But I'll have Concept take a look at that for next time.
All right, so here we go. I have actually some screenshots of shit talking from our discords that were sent to me. So we're gonna get healthy. We're gonna read these off because I always love it. And you know we
Oh,
gotta
boy.
start off with none other than our local golden boy, the golden idiot, as some have called him, but we love him. Isco God.
The golden idiot.
Isco God said, I
Oh,
rate
man.
Orlando top 1 doormat in Super League.
Mm.
Really?
Mm.
Top 1 doormat? Okay.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Wow.
Let's see. What else we got here? Oh, that's pretty explicit. Oh, here's another one from Stay High a couple seasons ago. PSG will never get relegated. Tough, Stay High. That's tough.
Again, they won't get relegated again.
They won't get relegated again.
Aren't
The
they running
revised,
on the table?
not anymore. Revised statement.
Oh,
They're at 16.
Revised
well
statement, he said.
in. Well in, sweets. My boy, stay high. Bring up the caboose. Attaboy.
Couple memorable, honorable mentions, memorable mentions. What the hell, Taco?
I don't know. Just roll with
You
it.
guys know me. I can't fucking speak, okay? Words are hard.
The
I
alliteration.
say,
The alliteration makes it better. Memorable mentions. You made it your own, Taco. Roll with it.
memorable mentions. It's now a thing. Fucking deal with it.
Do it.
All right. What are the leaderboards looking like for Super League and League One? Go on League Republic. No, I'm just kidding. So League One is Ajax, Arsenal, Atletico, then Atlanta, and then in Super League we have Orlando, Young Boys, Atlanta, and then Real Madrid. Those are the top 4 from those 2.
Yep.
Will Young Boys ever play their reschedules
Before next season.
before next
No.
season? For sure.
Shake my magic 8 ball. Let's see what Ray Hudson has to say.
Ray Hudson has to say that they're not gonna happen.
Hold on, wait. Like a squirrel on a telephone wire. There
Like
you
a
go.
squirrel on a telephone wire.
Not
That's
sure
some Ray
that
Hudson knowledge.
answers the question, but that's pretty much Ray Hudson in a nutshell.
Fair enough. Cool. Well, guys, honestly, that's all I have for this. It's been a pleasure as always, from the love that you guys give, from the hate that y'all give. You gave your time. That's what matters, and we appreciate that from all of you. Take it easy, y'all. Boop. Pro stream.